to me, it's like if they already committed that, how this girl is allowed to do it when they already they're in a team paper.
They're on a fine line as we speak.
So it's like, how is that possible?
And
so
also, like, she's so, again, not blaming her because she's so young. Usually at that age, you do what your elders tell you to do.
Right.
Yes, the doctors give you something.
Yeah.
your doctors.
You're
Yeah.
believing what the doctor's
Right.
giving you.
Yeah, but like it's not like, yes, it's a great opportunity to be there at 15. Don't get me wrong, but like she still has time to like come back and compete again.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Nobody you know. That's right. Welcome to the Nobody You Know podcast. They might not be famous, but they certainly have a lot to say. Join Ash, SB, Emmy, and Gus as they discuss everything from celebrity gossip, trends, pop culture, hit movies and TV shows, social media, and even some juicy personal life experiences and opinions. Now, let's get into today's episode.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of Nobody Ya Know, starring Ash, SB, Emmy, and Gus, episode 12. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching, welcome. And today, we're going to start our episode with the Winter Olympics. Since it just ended, let's kick it off with Emmy.
Yeah, so this Winter Olympics, we have a few medals.
Just a few.
Just a few.
Just a few.
So we're number 4.
Really?
We are number 4. Number 1 is Norway.
I mean,
Interesting.
Norway is big in winter.
It is.
it's winter. Like
365 days of the year. So, yeah, I mean.
Number 2 is Germany.
Of course.
Number 3 is China.
The home country.
And we are number 4.
okay.
And we are
Right.
USA.
So going back,
What about China? China. What about Russia?
Russia is 9th.
Ninth?
Interesting.
Wow.
And we have a lot to speak about Russia in the next couple of minutes.
In total, we have 8 medals, 8 gold medals.
Nice.
And then we have 10 silver medals. And then we have 7, what is it? Bronze?
Bronze.
Bronze medals.
Cool.
Do we know how many sports are in the Winter Olympics compared to the regular Olympics? Because when you see how many medals,
The
it's
summer.
it's quite different because you see 100,
Right.
and so you know
The U.S. dominates a lot in the summer. In the Summer Olympics.
We
but
have swimming,
there's-
gymnastics.
I
There's
feel like
so much.
I feel like there's a lot more
Yeah.
sports in the summer.
yeah,
For sure.
There's a lot more. Yeah.
that is pretty interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
because I was expecting like 25 medals, 30 medals, not
Yeah.
8.
Right.
Right.
You know, like
Exactly.
but
Yeah. It goes to show.
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy.
It was so nice to see. Sorry,
No.
it was so nice to see Shaun White in his last Olympics.
It was. He didn't place, but it was very
he definitely
nice.
left very memorable career. He really introduced the sport to many athletes and really made it to what it is today. So, congrats, Shaun White, on a very bright career, very successful career, because you really left a legacy in the sport of the half pipe. So. It's very nice retirement. Enjoy your retirement.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about the Olympics because Colombia basically don't go to these Olympics. like we barely go to the regular Olympics.
Right.
Is there
This
a
one-
reason for that? Like,
Where are they going
Where
to
they gonna
train?
Train.
It's like literally one mountain in Colombia that has snow.
Yeah.
but I mean, aren't
Yeah.
there other countries that don't
I'm sure.
have that?
I'm
too?
sure they could have gone to Norway or somewhere to train because
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what Olympic athletes do. Like they actually go somewhere to compete.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's, yeah,
Maybe they just don't like to be cold.
I don't like the
I
cold.
know you don't like to be cold, so or wet or anything like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
that's probably one of the main things why we don't go there. But I think there were a couple competitors from Colombia, but I don't even want to look the statistics. So
Sad.
let's move on.
Yes.
Do we want to go into the? What do we want to go into? The,
Yes.
the, 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 politics. How do you say this?
I feel like we all sound like we're on like a nervous first date where we're like, this is like,
Should we
what
say it?
should
Should we
we?
say it? Should we not? No. I think it's a normal conversation.
It is a normal conversation.
Yeah. The whole Camilla, the figure skater from Russia, and her positive drug test, which is very unfortunate because it really shows the Olympic Committee on their integrity of the sports as a whole, and it's a disrespect to all the athletes that dedicate their whole lives to this event. And I don't even blame the girl. She's 15 years old. She's a minor. Like, come on. And I think comparing it to, of course, Sha'Carri from the Summer Olympics when she was competing to get into the Olympics, and how they found her drug test positive, and how that reaction and how that situation was handled, and very different than Camilla's, is very
Disturbing.
How else can you say this? I mean,
Unfair. And I also think it would be a little surprising if you're listening or watching the podcast, if you didn't already know. But in case you're not aware, the girl from Russia, Camilla, she tested positive for heart medication, which can be known to actually improve your performance. Whereas Sha'Carri, she was tested positive for marijuana, which is actually legal in the state that she was currently competing in, and is not a performance-enhancing drug. And so that's like what this big controversy is all
This big
about.
debate
Right.
about.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to, marijuana's not going to make you
A better performer.
athlete.
right.
But the other one could make you a better performer.
Exactly. Either way, they're both illegal drugs for the Olympics, but why did Camilla have that
Opportunity to still perform. Or compete,
Because you could argue that both of them had a very, they were slated to take gold, right? I mean, like everyone was saying that both girls had huge promise.
Exactly.
So they're like, you could say they're like on the same level as far as like athleticism.
Right.
And so like, why is one given the opportunity and the other one not?
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. I mean, it says a lot. It says a lot. I mean, it's very crystal clear what the problem is, systemic issues, and the Olympics as a whole. I mean, where does the integrity stand? Where is it?
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's so unfair. Not only in that, but like, why does Russia has to go by a different name too? Is because they have some problems with that already.
Exactly.
I always wondered that, and Gus was the one who told me like what that meant, because I was like, why is Russia like the
ROC?
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know. I was like, that's so weird.
Even in the summer,
we were like, what is that?
We're like, what's rock? Like, I was like, which country is rock?
It's them. Yeah.
They committed some.
I was like, I ain't never heard of that
a lot
country.
of issues.
To me, it's like, if they already committed that, how this girl is allowed to do it when they're in a team paper?
They're in a fine line as we speak.
So it's like, how is that possible?
And
so
also, like, she's so, again, not blaming her because she's so young. Usually at that age, you do what your elders tell you to do.
Right.
Yes. The doctors give you something.
Yeah.
your doctors.
You're believing what the doctor's giving you.
Yeah, but like it's not like, yes, it's a great opportunity to be there at 15. Don't get me wrong, but like she still has time to like come back and compete again. But like, so why are they acting like this is like her one and only chance to? And to be honest, like I do think karma came through. Like she shouldn't have been allowed to compete, but like I think she knew deep down that she didn't deserve to be there, and I think it affected her performance.
Absolutely.
She didn't do well. Like everyone was like, she's for sure gonna win the gold, and like that didn't happen. And she just kind of fell apart like out there.
Right.
I mean, naturally.
Karma kind of like put that in place.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I think if like the Olympic Committee is gonna be so like moral about like, I can understand from one perspective, like when the thing with Sha'Carri happened, like to just be like, okay, yes, marijuana is on there. No, don't do this list.
Do this.
But like then they need to give everyone the exact same
treatment for everyone.
So it's like,
no
if you're going to say
exceptions.
that, no exceptions for anyone.
Exactly.
Exactly. It comes down to that.
Because and I think that's how she felt. Like she took it like, okay, I did something wrong. I'm getting punished by that, and I take my responsibility because I did it, regardless of the situation.
Yeah.
And to see that this person also has this red flag and she was allowed. That is so wrong.
That's a hard pill
Yeah.
to swallow. That is
It's-
so
yes.
hard.
I mean, I will feel exactly like her. Am I just this
Pissed.
because I'm black?
Yeah.
Right. No,
I
for
mean,
real.
it feels
It's-
like that's what
it's
it was
that.
about.
It's that.
It's
It is
that.
that.
It's that.
Yeah,
There's
and-
nothing else.
And,
And
she's
also, do you
completely
think-
correct.
Does it have anything to do with the sport itself also, do you think? Or do you think it's just purely like race? Like, do you think it's also like there's more like prestige or something with figure skating or like versus like track?
I
Like,
don't
Right,
think
right.
so.
I don't-
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't think it's that. I think it comes down to race. It comes down to also maybe even something political between Russia and the Olympic Committee. Maybe
Yeah.
something deeper.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, but then that exposed even more how they could be even more corrupt than we think.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like,
And
are
that-
these people
yeah.
there for their value, or are they there because they are placed by their nations?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
No,
I
and
mean-
I think people keep getting like smarter and smarter, like how they take these performance enhancing drugs. Like just listening to podcasts about Lance Armstrong a couple months ago, and like he was like an American hero. Like I remember wearing his like little yellow like bracelet thing in like 8th grade. It was like all the rage in my middle school.
Yeah.
Because like everyone just thought like he was such a hero, and then like if you when he got in trouble for like the fact that he was taking all of these performance enhancing things, and the steps that they went to like he basically like forced everyone on his team to take it. They didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
And he was just like, you're either with me or you're never gonna perform again in this sport. And he had so many like endorsement deals and stuff that he like there was one guy on his team who was gonna rat him out and like had evidence, but he was like, I'm gonna take all of your endorsement deals. He like called all those companies, and the other guy like he lost his career. He lost millions of dollars, all because Lance like called the company and was like, this guy's like not a good guy. You gotta get rid of him. And they listened to him because at that point he was like God to the world, you
Yeah.
know? Like,
Yeah.
So like, and that was like quite a while ago. And like, just the fact that they would take other people's blood and like put it in them, so that like when they would get tested, that no one would even know.
No one would
It's
even
just like
know.
nuts. It's
Yeah, it is.
totally nuts.
Crazy.
It is nuts how corrupt it was. I mean, it probably still
That's
is.
what I
Still
mean.
is,
Like I
yeah.
think they're just getting smarter and smarter how
Smarter.
they do it,
The
and
way
it just
to
makes
do
you
it.
wonder how many of the other athletes are also doing.
Yeah,
Right.
and like
Stuff.
that is so sad because it kills their sport.
Yes.
It kills the true people who are there. It kills the young people. It kills the generations. It kills your sport
Right.
because like I'm never gonna feel like I'm gonna be able to compete with you because you are doing all these enhancing drugs that
Yeah.
are gonna make you
Exactly.
better. So
Right.
Exactly.
why do I have to put my sweat, tears, blood, everything when you are just doing this? Like
Yeah, you
What
you
is my
lose
sacrifice?
The respect for it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like-
And like you get to this dark place, I think, where you're like, okay, like, do I either give up the sport I love or do I crack and do what everyone else
Right.
is
It's
doing,
doing.
Right.
so that I
Right.
can keep doing it? It's kind of like, you know, if someone came to us and they're like, you can either give up your dream of dancing, like, and never dance again, because like there's no way in hell you can compete, or I can give you this pill or whatever, and like you'll be able to keep doing what you love to do.
Right.
I mean, it's a tough situation.
It really
to be in.
is.
it is
It's
a
very
very tough.
interesting.
Yeah.
And like you know, like their dream is to go to the Olympics and win a gold medal.
That's it. That's it.
But it is so sad how that becomes.
Yeah.
I mean, also I think it's worse. For example, like with Lanes, to later find out and like basically be removed of everything.
Yeah.
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 You know,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like, oh, it kills the kid that is looking up to him to be the best.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even just kids. Like there was that, but then there was like the whole like cancer survivor thing,
Yes.
which he had done. But then like everyone with the cancer out there was probably like, if he can go on to be like an Olympic athlete, like and recover from cancer, like so can I. And then when you find out, like yes, he did recover from cancer, but like when you find out the Olympic athlete part of it was with assistance from performance enhancing drugs, it makes you like probably feel like that hope that you had is taken away from you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I
It's
agree.
just crazy.
I think it's safe to say that we hope that Camilla gets that support, you know, when she returns home, and the guidance and that advice, and hopefully can compete clean, and for all the athletes have that opportunity.
I don't know. I don't
That's
know why I
fair.
don't see her competing ever again.
I mean, it is trauma. This experience is definitely traumatizing.
yeah.
So
She's 15.
she's 15.
If she was 20, 22, I might be a different story. But 22 for a figure skating is basically your end anyways.
Right.
Exactly.
It
I
is
mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she came back again, maybe. But
hopefully, but the thing is
Hopefully.
that it's probably such a big thing that the whole world was hating you because of doing a drug that everybody
Yeah.
else told you to do. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I
How
mean,
can you
I
digest
think-
that at such a young
I
age?
hope for her sake, A, she's learned a lesson. B, people will be forgiving to a certain extent because of her age. And I do think that, like, some countries have more pressure that they apply to their
Right.
athletes.
Yes.
And I know that Russia is known sometimes for being one of those. And, you know, like, I don't wish bad things upon her, I guess is what I'm saying. And
No.
I hope
No.
that this isn't
Yeah.
the end of her career. I hope she's really learned her lesson. And, like, I think, you know, she did see some of the effects in that and just how it affected her performance.
Definitely.
So I guess we'll
Definitely.
see, you know, we'll see next Olympics if she comes back. I'm sure it will be, you know, a very scary moment for
For
her.
sure.
Yes.
Right.
For
But
sure.
maybe it could be her redemption too. Who
Hopefully,
knows?
Who knows?
yes.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
we'll see. At the
Time
same
will
time,
tell.
this could be a great moment for her to also advocate for mental health.
Definitely.
Kind of like Simone Biles did. You know, because I
Absolutely.
think that's kind of what happens to her. She had the pressure to be the number one,
Right.
the new Michael Phelps,
Yeah.
the new thing. Like she had that,
All
that
on her
pressure.
shoulders. Yeah.
and that
Exactly.
pressure couldn't let her perform.
No, no.
And like that's
Yeah.
totally normal, and that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
And that's okay.
It happens to so many athletes and artists, I feel like, because I have this favorite book, and it's just like, this is a mind-blowing read. It's called Shantram. And my dad was reading it because I sent the book to him as a gift, and he loved it too. And I was like reading some reviews about it and trying to find another book by this author. And his sequel to the first one, which the first one has all of these awards, the most amazing like reviews ever. And then his sequel was like apparently like a major letdown to like, and it took him, I think, like 7 or 8 years to write the sequel.
Wow.
Probably
Oh, wow.
almost even 10 years maybe is what I read. And like, because probably he
For the
felt so much
pressure.
like when you have something that's like mind blowing, and then you have to like
How do you compete to that?
you have to
Right.
like produce something
Yeah.
just as good, if not better. And I think many of us would not be able to like.
Yeah, I mean that's why sometimes a lot of people, when they see an amazing movie, they are like, "Please don't make a second one."
Yeah.
Right.
But it's so
Yeah.
hard when
Yeah.
you have all this recognition, all this money, everything, and then suddenly it's like, should I make a sequel?
Yeah.
Should I not? Should I just
yeah.
leave it there as like the perfect legacy?
Right.
Yeah, because you
Right.
have the people who are like, no, don't do it, and then you have the people who are like pressuring. They're
I
like,
want
"You
to see
must
what
do
happens."
this."
Exactly.
Or like, you know, they're giving you money, like an advance paycheck, like if you write the second
Yeah.
one or whatever,
Yes.
you know.
Exactly. And it
Um,
happens in all areas of the
Everything.
profession.
Everything.
Even in music.
Music,
In
artists. yeah.
music, you know, you see I was even talking about this the other day, like how they just keep taking out music and songs and everything, and it's just about the quality and not the quantity, not the actual essence of the song, of the music, of the lyrics, of the art itself. But it's just like being up there, taking out singles more and more, and featuring this and featuring this and this and that. And it really is in all aspects of the profession, just all around sports, music, art,
Yeah.
everything.
It's like
everything.
almost like an oversaturation, and I think as humans too, we appreciate things less when they're just like being regurgitated all over us. Like,
It loses value.
yeah, because I can even remember like you would have to wait like a year or 2 years for someone's album to come out and like their next number one hit, and it's like what you were saying the other day. And now it's just like hit this week, hit next
yeah,
week, hit this, hit
yeah.
that, and like you don't have to wait for anything, so it doesn't seem special anymore.
It's not
Exactly.
special anymore, and the hit lasts 3 days.
That's the thing,
Yeah.
and that's another thing.
That's
yeah,
it.
that's it. That's it.
True.
It really is. Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
this is also, we can also compare it to money. The more you print money, the more value you don't have. Like the more it devalues the money. So it applies for everything.
It literally and everything. Literally.
Like right now, that's the problem we're having. Why are we
Right.
having so much inflation? Because they print so much money, so the money devaluates.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like even we can apply it to everything. That's kind of crazy.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy how that goes. Wow. Full
Yeah.
circle.
full
We
circle.
went full circle.
Yes. Do we want to
yeah.
go into our next topic?
Let's move on to our next topic.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of money, we can talk about Melania Trump.
Yes, please.
And
Let's go into it.
So there's a lot of scandal with Melania Trump right now.
Right now.
She basically, so Florida is investigating her because there's a Trump event, charity event that Melania Trump was starting that costs up to $50,000 per ticket. That's for like a VIP ticket to her
50,000?
high tea charity event. And it turns out, this was going to be for charity for kids. But Florida was investigating it, and they found out that the charity doesn't exist. It doesn't seem to be existing. It's not registered.
Girl.
So
That is so shady.
That
Yeah.
is
That's
shady.
so wrong.
And so I guess the
AF.
cheapest ticket was $3,000. The highest ticket's $50,000. No one knew what the percentage of charity, like ticket proceeds, were to be given to high charity. But regardless, it's pretty sketchy. I think given also like the fact that the whole her husband has also been investigated for similar misusage of charity funds. It just it's just really scandalous.
It is very scandalous. I feel like, let's say, even if you don't have the charity, at least have it pretend that it is pending in the registration
Yeah.
or like something.
Yeah.
But like to don't even be registered,
Right.
it's
No.
like that's clear what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
And at the same time, I mean, I'm not a huge believer in charities because the charities are created by the rich people to avoid taxes and to kill more money.
I
That's-
mean,
I
not
know, not all of
always,
them. Not
but-
all of them. I know. We always have this
Yeah.
conversation.
I don't want to discourage people from
No,
not
and
giving
I
money
don't-
to charity.
And I don't want that either. I just
Yeah.
think sometimes it's more valuable when you do it yourself. Like you wanna give to somebody, like you really wanna know where the money is going from and how.
Absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
Absolutely.
if you just see, I'm gonna save Africa and the Amazons and all of these things, half of those things are bullshit.
Well,
Yeah.
that's very important that you bring that up. It's
Yeah.
important to
Yeah.
see it. Like it's important to know if you're really helping the organization that
Yeah.
you're being told is. I
Right.
mean, that's
Right.
valid.
Yeah.
That's valid.
And like see
Yeah.
it in action, see the
Absolutely.
money
Yeah.
moving. Because
Absolutely.
Yeah.
you can promise the world. I mean, I can make a website right now and promise you the world. That doesn't mean I'm gonna do it.
Right.
Absolutely.
So
Right.
like,
Yeah.
please do your research.
Absolutely.
Do the things that you have to do. And
Absolutely.
like,
Definitely.
of course, if you have the means that you can do it,
Definitely.
donate. That's
Right,
always
right.
encouraged.
Yes.
Because you don't know who you are going to be able to save,
Yes.
literally.
Yes. Or change somebody's life or make
Yeah.
someone happier
Yes.
or
But do
you know,
your research.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
say 60 to 70% are scams.
and that's
Yeah, so I was just
insane.
looking it up because I've actually looked this up a while ago because, I mean, I wish I was in a place where I could give more money to charities, but every once in a while I do like to give. And if you are interested in giving and making sure that it is legit and it's not like a Melania Trump type situation, there's 5 things you can do. So you can check if, so like any charity you give to should have an employer identification number, so an EIN.
yeah, an EIN. Correct. Correct.
Charities must register annually with the IRS and applicable state governments. So, for example, Melania didn't do that, and so that's why it wasn't registered.
Right.
Legitimate charities should not have or should have a way of donating to them that is not exclusively by cash, gift card, or wire transfer.
Okay.
And then charities must be able to provide tax receipts for donations. And last but not least, legitimate charities should tell you what donations will be used for. So
Okay.
just, just a little
Yeah.
education in case
Yeah.
you want to give. I mean,
Exactly.
I did my research with mine and I feel good about the one that
Yes.
I'm doing. But
Nice.
I mean,
Nice.
this also brings us to the second topic with Melania. So she recently had an auction with NFTs, right?
Oh, yes. Yes.
And I don't know, somebody gave her the idea that she maybe should create demand, right?
Right.
So what do you think she did? She bought her own NFTs.
Of course you did.
It's like, but this is the best thing. Like, this is why crypto and all of these things are gonna bright the light of how many scams and how many things the people who are at the top do.
Exactly.
How many
Exactly.
shitty things they do.
Of course.
Because you can track anything on the blockchain.
Right. Right.
So she's not even they are not even this smart. She created the NFTs. For creating an NFT, you have to have a wallet address. So the wallet address that created the NFT was the same wallet that bought the NFT.
Oh.
Did somebody didn't tell her you can create another wallet
Yeah.
and then just buy it from there?
Clearly, she doesn't have a good finance bro next to her.
So it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
of course, people are gonna know it the second you do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
such a scam. So
Yeah.
it's like, who wants to believe in that?
Right.
How am I going to believe that you're doing the right thing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, like
Exactly.
regardless of whatever, it's like no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aye. Even out of the White House, they're still making headlines.
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
they're like the political Kardashians, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Sure,
still find a
yeah.
way to get their name out there. Not in
Yeah.
a good
For
way,
sure.
but
and like there is nothing wrong to being Republican or Democrat or Green or whatever. It doesn't matter because at the end, half of those people are also corrupted.
exactly.
But it's like you're pretending to help you're pretending to help you people
Yeah.
by robbing them. So it's
Yeah.
like, why?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How, like
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like we need to change everything.
Start from scratch.
Start from scratch with these
Yep.
politicians. Like these politicians should be banned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
Like
Aye,
all
aye.
of them. Like I'm not saying just them, like all of them. Like
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I saw a news too. I think this happened like 2 days ago, where right now politicians and federal members, like the ones who control the money, cannot buy bonds, cannot buy crypto, cannot buy stocks.
Oh.
Rightfully so. Why do you took so long? These people are the ones who make the rules.
Ah.
So
Yeah.
why now?
It's
Because
like,
they're being caught manipulating the market.
Right,
They're being caught
right.
manipulating
you're giving answers to
everything.
the test, my friend.
So it's
Yeah.
like, how they do this now? Because you're
Yeah.
being caught. So if you haven't been caught, you will still do it and make
Yeah.
millions out of the public
exactly.
by robbing them. It's so
Yeah.
Yo.
No, it's so messed up.
messed up.
That's intense.
It's like you should be there taking care of us because we are the ones who are giving you a job. We're the ones who are giving you the
It comes down to that. It comes down to that when
Yeah.
when it's time for elections, your local, nationwide
And-
elections. You're choosing someone for you to represent you and your issues and your problems in your community. That's what you want. That voice, that helping hand, not someone that's not
Yeah.
doing
No.
what you
Yeah.
voted for. Exactly.
And
exactly.
don't even get me going with the democracy of elections.
Yo.
You get to elect, right, the president,
Yeah.
but you don't even get to elect it because it's by this electoral college thing.
Electoral college.
That
Yes.
makes zero
Makes
sense.
Yeah. No.
And then that's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't get to pick who's the one in charge. You don't get to pick the federal. You don't get to even vote on the rules that he wants to make.
Right. No.
It's like democracy
Yeah.
that is not democracy. Anyways, let's keep going.
I'm sure there's people out there who
Oh,
might
yeah.
have some stuff to say about that.
Oh, I
for
bet.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
But it's good to talk about politics and just
Well,
everyone
I
can
mean,
have different
it's
opinions.
called free speech, guys.
And and it's
called
great.
free speech.
And we don't want to have the death of authenticity where it's like
Yeah.
it's so important to like keep free speech around even if we don't
Even if you don't agree with
people.
it,
If you don't
it's
agree.
okay
Because
to
the
just
second
talk
that we
about it.
say it's not okay, that's when we really do
Exactly.
lose our
And
freedom.
like that's
So,
what we want. We want to be able to create conversations, not division.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Because
exactly.
There
That's a
is
good way to
nothing
say it.
wrong with having one political view or one view, the way you look at water. You can have clear water and you can have whatever water. That doesn't mean they are wrong. You just have to be able to have a conversation and understand the other's point of view. You might not like
Exactly.
it, but you can still coexist with the person.
Absolutely.
Regardless.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
and that's why I like our podcast because I think like 98% of the time we agree with each other.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've ever like not agreed but it might happen at some point. And I
Yeah.
love the fact that like we're in an environment with each other where we can like say exactly what we think and feel and have our opinions and still hug each other before we leave.
Exactly.
And that's how it should be.
It's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's how exactly it should be.
Yeah.
Honestly. So
Totally. Yeah, and
All are welcomed.
we need unison
We do.
in all the countries, not only in America,
No,
in all the
exactly.
countries, because this is happening everywhere.
It's happening everywhere.
You think that it's just here? No, it's everywhere. Look
Everywhere.
at every country's news. Look at everywhere. It's exactly the same thing, just on either bigger or smaller scale.
Right, right.
We just have to be together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think that's like a nice way to end the podcast, right? On this note of
On a bright note.
unification.
Yes.
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 Yeah. All right.
Right? Unless there's
Yeah.
anything else you guys want to say.
No, I think that's a
good.
great way.
Yeah.
Great way to end the podcast.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening, watching, and hope we'll see you in the next time. Please don't forget to talk to us. Don't forget to, you can even email us. You can tell us a
Yes.
topic you want us to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
We would love to have the
Yeah.
connection with you guys as well. So please comment, share, like. We are in all social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, anything. We have a YouTube. Same thing.
Subscribe.
Yes. Same thing with all the podcast platforms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Pocket Cast, everything. We have it.
We have it. Literally, we have it.
So
Check the website.
check the website.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give us feedback. Give us feedback. Anything that you want to hear, anything interesting, want to share with us. We'll be happy to
Yeah.
discuss it.
Thank you so
All
much.
right. Well, we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Thanks for listening, guys and gals. This was Nobody You Know. Literally. Remember to hit like and subscribe and leave us a comment. Have a question for the guys or a topic you'd love them to discuss? Get in touch. You can find us on all socials at @NobodyYouKnow_podcast. See you next time.